Hey guys, just started saying 13. I'm back with a new video, and this one is about Naruto, specifically a hypothetical Naruto game that everyone wants. Well, at least I want, and yet we still don't have, and that's Naruto FighterZ. Now, for all we know, they could be developing this game as we speak. I mean, look at Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. It's been in development for 5 years, and they only announced it just last year. But for the purpose of this video, I want to go over why Naruto FighterZ is the Naruto game we deserve and how it would be a massive success. When you think about Naruto, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Lots of nostalgic memories, I'm sure, but in the context of the show, I always think about the story, the characters, and the fights. The Naruto series has such a unique set of characters with special abilities that make the fighting in the show very interesting and very cool. And when I think of the model of popular classic fighting games like, the Mortal Kombat series, Street Fighter, Tekken, Injustice, even, and Dragon Ball FighterZ, I think a classic Naruto fighter can match the success of those games given the material and the potential execution. When I think of the great Naruto games that I played over the years, I always think of Naruto Ultimate Ninja, not just Storm. We'll get into Storm, but right now let's get into Ultimate Ninja. The original Ultimate Ninja, because these were incredible on the PlayStation 2, and I think it could be a useful reference point for Naruto fighters because it loosely follows that classic framework of a traditional fighter. And also, I think the Clash of Ninja series also has a lot of value that can be used when developing this game. Both of these games were a lot of fun growing up, but I did move away from them when the Naruto Storm series came out because it was so refreshing and new, especially on the newer gen consoles. Naruto Storm definitely deserves credit for the new wave of anime arena fighters because they were just so good. However, the latest Naruto Storm Connections game has had mixed reviews, to say the least, and it comes across as rather uninspired. And after playing it myself, I had an even greater demand for Naruto fighters. I just wanted something new and something refreshing and something that everyone just had a positive reaction to. And I would say it's because Storm Connections as of now is missing that fun element that the earlier Storm games had. I do think that Naruto fighting games can learn a lot from their roots and from classic fighters to create a perfect Naruto fighting game. Because one, I think we need a break from Naruto Arena Fighters. And two, Dragon Ball FighterZ was such a success, why not replicate it with Naruto? There's so much money on the table here and a great game just waiting to be made. So let's get into it. One thing I love about the Naruto Ultimate Ninja games were the combos and how cinematic the ultimates were. Naruto Storm used to be really great at this, but over time they've opted to shorten most of the specials to just a couple seconds. And not all of them. Some of them are very cinematic, like Hashirama's Shinzu Senju Buddha and Sasuke's Twin Kirin with the Chibaku Tenzai that's lit with Amaterasu. Yeah, more of that, please. It's reminiscent of how great they were in the original Storm games. Hashirama's Ultimate in the original Ultimate Ninja games. Like, if you haven't seen it, go look it up right now. Like, that's cinema. Maybe I'll include it in this video, but yeah, that's one of the greatest specials, greatest ultimates I've ever seen in a game, period. And every character in those games had multiple ultimates that were cinematic. It just doesn't get any better than that. Also, the blows in Naruto Ultimate Ninja and the earlier Storm games just had that weight and impact behind them. It made combos more satisfying and fulfilling when they landed. It's a noticeable contrast to the combos and Storm Connections that feel kind of empty. It's like the weight's been taken out of the punches. They feel kind of lackluster, despite the combos still being relatively unique for each character. They just feel kind of bland. I do think one thing the Storm series consistently gets right, even with Connections, are the specials, however. They're quick to activate just like in the Ultimate Ninja and Clash of Ninja series, and the impact is felt whenever you launch or land one. A battle between ninjas should be intense, fast-paced, and strategic, and the use of these Jutsu specials are top-notch in all the games, which is, it's incredible to play. Being able to charge up a Rasengan or launch a fireball at high speeds in the middle of combat to create an opening, it never gets old. Clash of Ninja had incredible combos too, by the way, and they would incorporate the character's skill set into them so flawlessly. It would be perfect for a classic console fighter, but the specials and ultimates were also incredible because you could perform so many of them in a single battle. It felt like I could use every jutsu they used in the show, and that's how a fan of the show wants to feel when playing a Naruto game. One of the things that Naruto Storm Connections, another thing they got right, and one of the reasons why I bought it, was because they added the ability to have multiple specials be performed in battle. This is Naruto we're talking about. These characters have large move sets, large arsenals. So it's about time we started fleshing them out in every game. Naruto characters also have projectiles like shuriken, kunai, paper bombs that would easily be adapted into the game. Chakra dashes and substitution jutsus could also be uniquely incorporated if done correctly and handled with care. All these things combine to make Naruto its own unique fighting experience of a game. It's just so easy to envision. I can't believe this game hasn't been made yet. But yeah, let's get into who I would pick for the base roster of Naruto FighterZ. Naruto and Sasuke and the rest of Team 7 obviously have to be there. Sakura and Kakashi. These are the main characters, and they're all basically highly skilled in taijutsu, with Sakura being, a uniquely powerful brawler. Naruto, Sasuke, and Kakashi having more diverse skill sets when it comes to ninjutsu. Their combos would just be absolutely insane. Team Guy is another obvious choice, just because they're all brawlers that specialize in taijutsu and just kicking ass. Lee is a heavyweight, and Guy is an even stronger version of Lee. They're both fan favorites. They have to be in the base roster. Neji is a close combat specialist with great movesets that could deplete, just block off enemies' chakra points. I think he'd be given for the base roster, such a unique type of fighter. I would make 1010 DLC. Sorry for the 1010 fans out there, all 4 of you. But the DLC is reserved for the characters that we wouldn't mind not making base. I mean, I would play as 1010. 1010 is pretty cool with their weapons. I think she'd be... Actually, yeah, she'd be a pretty unique character with her weapons. But yeah, I think the fan favorites out of the Konoha 12, outside of Team 7, would be Shikamaru. And among the Sand siblings, it's obviously Gaara. So they would definitely have to be in base. I wouldn't mind making everyone else DLC. That means Ino, Choji, Shino, Hinata, Kiba, Kankuro, and Tamari would be relegated to DLC despite their unique Kekkei Genkais and abilities. I just feel like base roster needs to be reserved for characters that had a bigger impact on the plot. Maybe Hinata can make the base roster too. I don't know. But yeah, they would definitely be top of the list for DLC, though, because they would have combos that just set them apart from everyone else. And they're important enough to where their absence would be noticeable if not added at all. Next, we have the Sannin. Of course, Jiraiya would have to be in there. He's a popular fan favorite character and Naruto's teacher with an incredible amount of jutsu that could be in the game. Tsunade is another brawler like Sakura and one of the best physical combatants in the series. Plus, more female characters couldn't hurt the game's variety and wide appeal. And Orochimaru is the first main antagonist of the series. He'd be a given in any Naruto game, especially with his weird arsenal of snakes and swordplay. He'd be a great character for base. Speaking of antagonists, we have Zabuza and Haku. Zabuza and Haku are iconic characters that I honestly wouldn't mind being in base, but could also see being DLC just because they were short-lived antagonists. Haku's moveset is so cool with the crystal ice mirrors that he should be in the game no matter what. And Zabuza, while very similar to Kisame, just feels like a pair along with Haku. I really feel like you shouldn't have one without the other, but I wouldn't mind him being DLC. Tell me guys what you think. Should Zabuza and Haku make the base roster or be DLC? Like I said, I'm cool with either one as long as they're in the game. They're such good characters. Now the Akatsuki is interesting. One of the most iconic groups in anime and fiction overall, but for the base roster, we had to make some cuts, I'd say. Obviously, the top tier Akatsuki are making it, so Tobi, Obito, Pain, and Itachi, they're the most powerful and iconic Akatsuki characters, so they'd have to be there at launch. I can definitely see Kisame, Conan, and Deidara making the base because their movesets are so unique and offer a lot of variety. Possibly even Sorcery, because I just love his moveset so much. But I wouldn't mind him being DLC along with Kakazu and Hidan. Zetsu, who cares? Maybe if there's a support-only list of characters on the roster, maybe Zetsu can be one of those. Now we get into later Shippuden and the War Arc characters, and they're all incredibly awesome, iconic, and powerful characters with versatile fighting styles that can add a lot of variety to the game. All the characters from here on out should be on the base roster, in my opinion. Starting out with Killer B, I think he absolutely needs to be available on base at launch. A few characters in the Naruto series are as fun to watch fight as Killer B with his unorthodox fighting style, all his blades, infusing his combos with, the Eight Tails, partial transformations. It's just incredible to watch. Then we go with the rest of the 5 Kage. I think all of them should be in the base roster. The Raikage is a true brawler, and his lighting style will be visually stunning and a classic fighter. Mei the Mizukage could also be a fun character with a versatile moveset since she has 2 Kekkei Genkai. And Onaki the Tsuchikage, come on, particle style will be incredible to see. It's one of the most potent jutsus in Naruto, so yeah, I'd definitely love to see that there. I can see Sage Mokabuto making it to the base roster just because he's one of the final villains and he has so many unique abilities. But he's one of those characters that could be base or DLC, and I wouldn't really make a big deal about it. Before we get into the final characters I want to see in this game, I want to give some honorary mentions to characters that would likely be DLC because their fighting styles fit so well with the gaming concept. Definitely characters like Asuma with his chakra blades, Darui with his black lightning, Kimimaro with his bones. And the Boruto era characters could be DLC or base depending on how they choose to go about it. But I personally think Hokage and Barrier Mode Naruto along with Boruto era Sasuke should be base roster. Maybe do a Boruto era DLC pack for the rest of the characters. I wouldn't mind Boruto, Sarada, Mitsuki, Kawaki being available at base though, along with the Otsutsuki and the members of Kara. But yeah, we can't end a discussion about the roster of a Naruto fighting game without the OGs, Hashirama and the rest of the Hokage, Tobirama, Hiruzen, Minato, along with one of the greatest antagonists of all time, Madara Uchiha. These characters got down during the war arc, and they definitely had to make the base roster. If not, there'd be riots in the street. Each of them is incredibly skilled in taijutsu, and their ninjutsu is arguably even better. The combos would be absolutely insane. Hashirama using his wood style, Madara using his Susanoo, Tobirama summoning water everywhere, Hiruzen doing combos with Enma and using the adamantine staff, and Minato teleporting everywhere with his Rasengans. I just need this game so badly. But yeah, I think that wraps up my thoughts on, the roster and what I would like to see in a hypothetical Naruto FighterZ. I think that does it for this video. You guys tell me what you'd like to see in a potential Naruto FighterZ, or if you even want the game. But yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. Thanks for watching and have an awesome day.